What up? I'm Iman Kells, the Maniac. It is Tuesday. Let's not beat around the bush. It means Raw recap, Smackdown preview. Got my Shield shirt on today because, I don't know how long the Shield will be together because they're implying things and that people are not appreciated and this and that. And, when people aren't appreciated, they start turning on fools. So we'll see what happens. But the night started before we could even get in the ring. Stephanie in the parking lot was already flexing on Baron Corbin, telling him that if he wanted an incompetent failure of a GM, she would have continued to have Kurt Angle in there and not set him on vacation and have Baron Corbin get his life together real quick here. Kurt Angle could be back real soon. He said, well, I'm sorry, Stephanie, the Shield, and it's so hard, the job's hard. She said, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that. What I do want you to do is get two partners and fight the Shield tonight. So that's what they were going to do. But before that, the Shield came out and declared that they are the men. They are the men, the workhorses of the WWE, and that no one in WWE deserves any of the belts on Monday Night Raw except for the Shield. Dogs of War had something to say about that. Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman came out. And instead of trying to fight, they did something interesting. This time around, they turned their attention to the man on the Shield without a belt, Dean Ambrose, stating that he was unappreciated, that he did better without those other two, and that, he didn't need them, that they needed him. Dolph Ziggler especially, he said, I remember being on Smackdown, you being the man, and all of that. And these guys now what? You come back, you fight their battles, you get beat up every now and then, you get nothing. So they're trying to pry him away. And so Roman then says, these people didn't come to see you guys run your mouths. They came to see us whoop your ass. And then they were about to go tussy. And that's when Baron Corbin came out and was like, nah, it's not going down like that. Because Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, they had a tag team match. He had a match with the Shield later, and he was like, we're not doing this right now. And that's pretty much happened. Later on in the night, though, Dolph Ziggler would get flexed on by Dean Ambrose as he tried to convince him again to join the Dogs of War in the back. He said, hey, man, we got the tag team titles. Braun Strowman's got to beat your boy Roman. He's going to take that world heavyweight. He's like, that Intercontinental belt's yours. Dean Ambrose grabbed him up. And Dolph Ziggler said, okay, I'm grabbed up now. Say no more. I'm not going to talk to you no more. Just know that if you need our back, we got you. And then he went away. They went on to have their match against the Revival, in which they ended up coming out on top. After a tough match by the Revival almost won. No real interference or anything. They moved on, and they won that match. Also, after speaking on Connor's cure, that being at Pediatric Cancer Month, Triple H and Stephanie were walking to their limousine to leave when Charlie Caruso walked up on Triple H and was like, yo, Triple H, how you feel about The Undertaker saying that your soul broken and that he gonna put you down again? And Stephanie tried to stop him. She's like, no, Charlie. And Triple H's like, hold up, I know you Vince's daughter and stuff, but I do got balls and stuff. I know people always think we wear the pants. You wear the pants already. So let me handle this, babe. I got it. You know what I'm saying? And then Triple H said that, while Undertaker called him a corporate man now, he said, well, the fight that they fight in Melbourne, Australia next Saturday, will not be fought in a boardroom. And that while his soul, as the Undertaker said, his soul is in distress, is troubled, Triple H said, as for my soul, I sold that a long time ago, so you don't gotta worry about my soul being in duress. That's pretty much how that went down. Main event, Baron Corbin, surprising choice, but actually a good one. Picked a new to WWE Arthur's of Pain to be his partners. They kind of remind me of a Shield with only two people who are both Roman Reigns. Big motherfuckers, man. Those guys are no joke, and I can see them being big time at some point. So Fiend was going to go up against the Shield. Hey, that was a good choice. But after a lot of drama, whatnot, and hootenanny, of course, Dogs of War came out, tried to distract and do all that. The Shield ended up winning. Yep, the Shield ended up winning. And at the end of the night, it looked like Dean Ambrose, as Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns stood in the ring with their belts, Dean Ambrose sat outside for a minute and looked like he might not join his brothers, but of course, he did. I'm sure someone's getting dirty deeds later. Probably Seth Rollins first. But for now, Dean Ambrose still a member of the Shield. Another quick note. On the side, Seth Rollins had talked to Drew McIntyre tonight and told him, why are you playing? You saying that we are using Dean? Come on, I'm better. He didn't say it like that, but we kind of all know that Roman and Seth both kind of better than Dean. He's like, but you definitely better. So I don't know who you talking to about who being used. They using you. So that's gonna be very interesting to see who turn their back on who or what's gonna happen. But we all know eventually Dean Ambrose gonna dirty Seth Rollins. We know that will eventually be the case. Other news on Monday Night Raw: Riot Squad over the Bellas and Natalya. Connor defeated Chad Gable. Nia Jax beat up on Alicia Fox. Quickly on the Smackdown tonight. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen on Smackdown tonight. It should be a regular episode, but I thought this would be a regular episode of Raw. It was still pretty good. AJ and Samoa Joe signed their contract for the Super Showdown. What will happen? Will Samoa Joe say too much? Will the mittens get put on him? Will he choke AJ out? What's going to happen? I don't know. Becky and Charlotte, you never know. They always have a chance to test in every single time they get together. Yes. Thirdly, will Rusev find Aiden English in the back and crush him into a fine powder? I'd love to see what happened. I did not think Aiden English would be stupid enough to turn his back on Rusev. But he did, and I want to see how this plays out. I want to see if Aiden gets his licks in or if Rusev just F's this dude in. Will Daniel Bryan beat up The Miz again for speaking on his wife? Who knows? Will The Miz run? Probably. One thing you can be sure of is that The Miz will be a piece of trash if he shows up. Shinsuke Nakamura, U.S. champion. He's been floating around with that belt. I don't know what they're doing with him. See if there's anything going on there. And Big E takes on Sheamus tonight prior to the New Day's battle with The Bar. So that was a rather long video, but Raw had a lot going on. And we'll see what happens on SmackDown. But that has been your Raw preview and your SmackDown. I'm sorry. Not your Raw preview. That was your Raw recap, man. And your SmackDown preview. Getting late. I think I'm going to go to bed now. This is Iman Kells, the Maniac, telling you to believe in the Shield until Dean Ambrose dirty deeds somebody. Take a swing. And don't strike out looking.